Anyways, good transition because that's why we're gonna be talking about the A's.
Yeah.
Before we actually talk about this stuff, you saw the TK play today, right?
It was fucking badass.
That's the play of the year.
Watch it live, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He stays just flying all over the place at second base, dude. It's wild. Oh, the Kings won. It's wild. He's just fucking. If every month he makes a crazy play like that, but that one was definitely the furthest he had to jump.
He's not a big guy either, man.
You think he can dunk?
Ooh.
We should tweet at him and ask him. Hey, Tony Kemp, can you dunk?
How tall is he? He's probably like,
he's hella 5'10"? Short, but there's people that are that short that I've seen dunk before.
Dude, he's 5'7".
Maybe not that short. It'd be a good tweet though.
Yeah, I believe him. I think he can.
Anyway,
I kind of would feel adding somebody and being like, "Can you dunk?"
You feel weird doing that?
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, at Tony Kemp, can you dunk?"
All right, fine, I'll do it. You pussy. Anyway, it was a dope play. I was very happy about it. And his reaction was hilarious too. How he just like sat on the ground for like a good 30 seconds, just his mouth open. You just couldn't believe it. All the guys in the clubhouse in the dugout were just like losing their mind. And it was the third out of the inning too. It was so great. It was fun. That was a good game. They won and they got that highlight play. Badass.
And just Lou Trevino trying to make things interesting. But it's nice. We did have some fun because
why
guess
is
what?
he closing when Danny Jimenez is hella good?
He pitched yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're just, getting.
So then go with fucking, I don't know. Go with Snead or go with Acevedo, who's set up.
Acevedo pitched the 8th. Yeah, he set up.
I would rather.
I rather like Puck.
Almost any or Puck. I'd rather almost anybody in the bullpen but Lou to go in for a save anymore.
You know what, Chris? Billy Koch isn't walking through that door.
He only had like one good season as a closer. It was pretty good though. Just saying.
Anyways, why are we talking about Billy Koch? You know why? Because A's have sucked lately, and I'm sure you're all aware of this.
What is that?
So Chris gives me a lot of. Yeah. Chris gives me a lot of crap, and he tells me that I jinx this team a lot, which I think I do sometimes. But I think there's nobody who jinxes this team more, and we are both agreeing of this, than Dave Kaval.
No, not even close.
So a couple weeks ago, Dave Kaval was on Hero Habit podcast, which it's not a baseball podcast, I think, but I was looking at it's most like a music podcast. But then I guess the guy's an A's fan. He had Dave on there. He has actually given him like some legit questions where Dave actually had to like not be robotic with his answers and kind of saying the same stuff.
Yeah.
But on that pod, he said that this Ace, because they kind of questioned him, like, how are you going to charge the fans this money for tickets and this stuff if you're trading away all these guys they've learned to love all these years who are stars? And he had said, we have a fun, where you guys are missing out, we have a fun, exciting team right now. Since that pod went out and that quote went out, the A's have gone 3-11.
We started off so good too.
So, we're definitely, the dog days are here, and it's May 10th. It seems like, I think the biggest takeaway that I've kind of learned is like they can't hit at home over that. Here, I'll give you a quick rundown of what the run totals were during that homestand. So they scored, this is against Cleveland. 8. Awesome. 1-3. 1-7-0.
Yeah. I mean,
since the turn of the month, the A's have been shut out 3 times.
They're stranding runners like crazy, but they're getting hits though. That's the thing. They're getting on base. So it's just like, it's not translating over to runs. It feels like every time we get a guy on second in scoring position, there's already 2 outs. I don't know. I mean, at the same time, like what did we expect? This is what we thought, you know. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. No, you hit it.
I guess you could say that he jinxed it, but like did he though? Like, or is this just reality finally set in?
I think those first couple weeks definitely got us drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And
we were like, when Ramon comes back, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah. So just do us a favor, people who listen to this podcast consistently, just don't go back and listen to what we were saying 2 weeks ago about this team. Because a lot can happen, and it has.
Look, man, I went into this season like looking to see what the future had and hold for us, or had and I like the future of Sheldon Noisy potentially. I like the future. I'm still trying to figure out what the future of Christian Pache is, because he's a beast out there in the field, but his hitting is so inconsistent. I liked the future of Nick Allen when he was playing. I would like to see more of Nick Allen. And Murph has been solid. So I don't know.
And that was what we said at the beginning of the year.
Dalton Jeffries.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We've told people, like, at the end of the day, there's always going to be something about this team every year in, year out, that we're going to find and that we're going to love. And that we're going to get us through rough patches. Happened every year when these turnovers have happened.
Yeah.
And you can say the story of the season so far has been Paul Blackburn, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude was awesome yesterday. I don't have to pull up his actual ERA in front of me. I know I said James Caprillion was like, oh, it's going to be the A's lone all-star this year. I'm going to knock on a lot of wood.
You know what Paul Blackburn has? Heavy Chris Bassett energy.
I love your new thing is saying the energy that people have. So like, oh, Sheldon Noisy's got some Max Muncy energy.
Of former A's players.
Yeah, or just like, oh, Paul Blackburn.
Heavy Chris Bassett energy.
Blackburn. He's got some.
I was thinking like a week ago. I was thinking like this is like Brandon McCarthy energy, but I'm like, nah, he's better than Brandon McCarthy. He's more stable too, and also he's more comparable to Chris Bassett, because Chris Bassett was also a late bloomer. He had a lot of injuries, Chris Bassett, early in his career, but I guess Paul Blackburn did too, actually. Heavy Chris Bassett energy. I'm just saying it.
So amongst qualified pitchers, Paul Blackburn is 5th in the American League in ERA.
Yeah, he's tight.
Pretty tight. So yeah, again, we just find these things that we love. And when we're going through these hardships where the team has gone 3-11 in their last 14 games, we got to hold on to that. So we're here. This is just us being optimistic. We're going to take a little shot of optimism. All the A's fans take a shot of optimism with us. There's some cool things with this team still, despite all this bullshit. So just don't.
Noisy potentially could go too if he keeps on this run, though. I don't know at what position though.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because because Jose Ramirez is always a lock at third.
Yeah, but he's been playing like a lot of second lately because of Ramon being out. But now Ramon's back, he's been playing first. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
I can tell you who's not going to be playing starting all-star for the American League this year. And it's a tangent. It's our old friend Matt Chapman. Whew, he's stinking it up right now. He's hitting 200, 276 on base percentage, 5 home runs, but oh boy. It's something to keep an eye out for the rest of the year. Speaking of old friends, our old friend came back. Dad came back from the store with milk and cigarettes, Chris. Ramon Laureano returned from suspension this past Sunday.
Brian Kingpin is probably just...
Dad came home, man. Dad came home.
Losing. He's just every night just stroking it. Sorry, keep going.
Jesus. But he collected his first hit today during the series. He had a really good hustle play today. Where I forgot, I think Pache had a hit up the middle, or somebody had a hit up the middle, and just first to third, Ramon. And it's just like, God, we missed it then. Dude. And then the next at bat, sac fly, Ramon scored. It was a sac fly by, I think, Bencourt. So it just shows you, like, dude, that energy is, God damn, this team needed it right now, especially at the top of the lineup where like TK is starting to kind of come around again, but it's like they're pretty inconsistent at the top still. So if you can just have somebody who can at least be a little bit of a spark plug of, hey, if they just can get on base, they can be dynamic enough where they can change it up a little bit. And so far, he's looked the part a little bit.
Dude, Chad Pinder's hitting like 260, too high 260, high 270s. I was like shocked by that. I didn't know he was hitting that well. Random, just fact.
Don't look at his strikeout rate
because you were talking about the batting order. One thing I've noticed, and this is like on the cutaways when they're in the dugout, Ramon and Pache are like super vibing, super like a lot of chemistry. Like they're hanging out a lot, they're joking with each other. Like today, him, Pache, and Ramon, Pache, and I want to say it was like Noise or something, are sitting there, and like Ramon said something to Pache, and Pache just grabs sunflower seeds, just starts throwing them at Ramon. It's like he said something that like pissed him off, and then they also just kind of like start laughing. But yeah, that's what you want in the outfield too, right field and center field. You want a lot of chemistry out there. So that's I would say that's like the best thing about Ramon coming back personally.
It's going to be exciting to see him back out there again. More than anything, we've missed that guy. I think we're always going to wonder what could have been if he never got suspended and he was still around for that last couple months of the season with him and Marte.
I know we would have made the playoffs if he was still there.
Yeah, we could have been. Speaking of which, if you're going to be at the Coliseum this weekend, one, have fun, but two, they're going to be this is kind of a fan start event. We mentioned Brian the Kingpin. It sounds like him and the Last Dive Bar guys are doing a unofficial wrestling extravaganza to welcome back Razor Ramon. So there's going to be a lot of A's fans dressing up as wrestlers this Friday night. So if you're going to be going to the game, highly encourage dressing up as a wrestler. If you have any random bandanas, you want to see your Hulk Hogan, fuck it, go for it.
Bring a belt.
If you just want to tell people that they can't see you, then cool. You can just be John Cena. Bring a belt. Play along with it. Have fun with it. So just want to give that plug over there. I've never seen Chris so excited about a player leaving.
Dude.
Take it away, man.
God.
Take it away.
Luis Pereira got called up, but that's not why I'm excited. Finally, Billy McKinney has been designated for assignment. Again, it's not personal, Billy McKinney. Like, it's not like anything about your personality I don't like. It's just about your game on the field. It fucking sucks, and I'm tired of seeing it on the A's. So I'm just happy that you're gone. We'll see where he ends up. If he doesn't clear waivers, which he probably won't because he's been terrible, he'll probably end up in the minor leagues for the A's. But Luis Pereira has been called up. He showed some life in where he was playing the past 2 days, which is more life than what Billy McKinney ever offered on his roster spot. So pretty happy with it. Luis Pereira has been around for a while. It's about time he got called up.
So fun fact about Luis Pereira, he is, well, actually as of today, it's now 12, but he's was 12? The 11th. He's a 12 year.
He's 12 years old. Guy from Benchwarmers? I am 12.
Yeah, he's the kid from BoJack Horseman. Did you ever watch BoJack Horseman?
Julio, when I lay up a joke, sometimes you just gotta dunk it. You don't have to like grab it, pick it up, dribble it around the court again, and try to put up another shot.
Yeah, but like nobody's really seen Benchwarmers.
Everybody's seen Benchwarmers. No, what are you talking about?
I think more people have seen BoJack Horseman than they have seen Benchwarmers.
I have never seen BoJack Horseman.
Great show. Anyways, I don't know. He is the 12th. Okay, stop it. We're stopping this right now. He is the 11th rookie to be used on the team this season. Today, Adrian Martinez marked the 12th already. He is also he was a 30th player used for the team this season. As of today, Adrian Martinez came up. Adrian is now the 39th. They're tied in the lead with the Rays in that stat. All I'm going to say about McKinney.
Sick.
Yeah. All I'm going to say about McKinney is what I tweeted out. And it wasn't, he was the lefty bat that they wanted, but not necessarily the lefty bat they needed. Because if you're just going to be, hey, he's here because he's left-handed and he's batting.
Just like Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll never have to. And if he's batting below 100, then what's the point? Like, there's no real prediction of like real.
He's clearly not having, and with the lack of offense that we've had lately, he's clearly having no effect. That lefty bat is having no effect on the offense where it is, especially in the middle of the fucking order. So like, it means nothing. All it is it's just a waste of that roster spot. It's fucking stupid.
It kind of seemed like what we had talked about, which was like we were kind of taking the first month and then the first week and some change in May as just like an extended spring training, just to get an extended look. Okay, maybe this guy can figure it out, because I think McKinney wasn't even signed until like the week before the season's. Yeah. So like, okay, let's see what I can do, and it just never panned out. So we'll see what happens next in his story.
Good riddance.
Jesus. This is kind of a confusing move. I think we're both are kind of scratching our heads behind it, but I'm trying to get some confirmation because there was no like official A's release on this. But Buddy Reed, who's like one of our fan favorites, made some news last offseason during spring training. And Eric Thames, who the A's also signed over the offseason, were both released from AAA Vegas. This was reported by the MILB Transactions Twitter account. It's not a verified Twitter account. It's just a guy kind of running it. So take it with a grain of salt right now. But if you go look at like MLB Transactions, it did show that Eric Thames was released.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Melissa Lockhart has to say about it. She would probably have more insider info.
Okay, so Eric Thames was released.
Mm-hmm.
And this was CBS Sports put it out there with the source being Melissa. Nothing on Buddy Reed yet. I think the biggest question in my mind is why? Why would you release these two guys who, if you're going to be giving Billy McKinney a month of just playing time, and if you're going to be giving, I don't want to call out any other guys, but it's just like, what did those two players, or what did Billy McKinney have? They gave him that much playing time where you're hitting him in the 4-hole, where you could even have these two guys who Eric Thames has hit lightning in a bottle for a couple seasons and during his time as a majors. Buddy Reed looked like we were so hyped up on him for some time during spring training last year because he looked awesome. Mm-hmm. Like why would you not even just give them the opportunity to come up and see what you could get out of them in the majors? So I'm really confused by this move, because this team needs a spark plug. They need some offense, and why not shoot your shot with them?
Well, Buddy Reed is coming off a pretty bad injury, so they must know something about his medical that we don't, and they haven't released yet. That's the only thing I can think of there. So they don't want to waste a minor league roster spot or a 40-man roster spot on that when they could use it for, Ramon just came back, so probably that. And maybe there's some guys in AA that they want to move up, or single A they want to move up, whatever. For Eric Thames, it's we're gonna get to him in a second, but it's Shea Langliers just fucking knocking it out of the park like it's nobody's business every single game. That's what it is. They have their power bat in the minors that'll be like their backup DH if the DH situation doesn't work out here, and he's outperforming Thames, so it doesn't make sense to have Thames on the roster and playing in the minors when it's going to be Shea will be the guy to be brought up if they need that to happen.
And for the record, I just double checked too. So Buddy Reed was also reported as cut loose. CBS Sports with Melissa as the source. So we'll see. It sounds like this is a pretty for real thing, but Buddy was hitting 196. His on-base percentage is 255. And then his OPS was 196. So he was not doing good in Vegas, which is like, if you can't hit the ball there, if you can't get hit at least like 260 there, you're in trouble. So
and again, there's probably something about his medical too that also weighed in the decision. Like because he had a lot of potential last year. They're not going to just throw it away after 2 months of bad batting. There's probably something with his medical.
It just sucks. It's like we were both really excited for him. A lot of Ace fans were excited for him.
Yeah, bro.
You got hurt, and then just so who knows? Best of luck. I hope there's some way they can kind of get another shot with him, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not it for him though. Yeah. Cole Irvin was sent to the IL.
It's mine. He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. In the spot start, we had Adrian Martinez, who came over in the Sean Manaea trade. And I think one of us is going to be talking about him a little bit later, so we'll hold off from that.
Dibs.
Fuck. All right. Anyways, last couple of things we can talk about.
We just talked about him.
I mean, we didn't get too in depth with them.
No.
But we're now getting to the point in Shea Langliers' watch. If not now, but when?
It's got to be a service time thing.
It's gotta
be.
I don't know.
Julio. Because think about it. Who was it? I forgot what team it was, but they just brought up their number one prospect, who's like 21 years old, and it was strictly because of service time. Like a writer, I don't know, I forgot who it was. They put it like he's gonna make his major league debut this week, and someone tweeted about like, and the reason why he's doing it is because his service time he's surpassed a certain amount of service time, so that they have him for another year under contract or something like that. It's got to be that.
So for those of you who don't know, Shea Langliers, who came over the Matt Olson trade, he's pretty much the main piece that came over that is
with Pache.
Yeah, with Pache. Pache is demolishing the ball in AAA right now. Through 104 at bats, he's at 11 home runs, 24 RBIs. He's batting .317. 413 on base percentage, and his OPS is over 1,000. And it's now getting to the point of like, if not now, then when? Could it be the service time manipulation? Probably. I think that's what's going to come down to. But do you think it's also the fact that we have 3 catchers on the active roster now? So and how I think the one thing we've learned in this first month of the season is how much flexibility Kotsay likes with this lineup, where you can plug in and play. Cool, Jed, you're DH today. Cool, Vogue, you're DH. Noisy, you're DH today. He likes rotating those guys out. Whereas with Shea, you're pretty much going to be Murph or Shea, DH all day, or DH or catcher, switch off every day. Like, what do you think it's going to be besides the manipulation?
Well, first off, so Jason Burke, a brother from another podcast,
love that,
tweets, because he watches the minor league games every night, and he tweets updates on players every night, and it feels like every night he tweets that Shea Langliers hit another fucking home run. It's insane. If you guys want to follow Jason, he's the host of the Locked On A's podcast, by the way, Megapod. His Twitter is by Jason Burke, at by Jason Burke. And he's great. He's a good friend of ours. But yeah, it just feels like every single time he does that. So the only value Bethancourt has, in my opinion, is that he can play first base, and they're still trying to figure out first base. So if and when they figure out first base, cough, cough, Sheldon Noisy, who's been playing a lot of first base lately, I think that gets rid of some of his value. Also, Stephen Vogt and Jed Lowry can play first base, so that backs you up there with first base. It just feels like he should be everyday DH for us if he's hitting this well in the minor leagues, and he's hitting it out of the park, because we could use a 4-hole hitter. So why not bring him up there, bring Bethancourt down, who will be like a safety net for if one of the old guys, Jed or Stephen Vogt, get hurt, which they probably, knock on wood, but realistically they're old and they're
bones.
They're just a little bit more injury prone. But just let those two guys kind of be utility backups to give guys rest, which is kind of what they were brought in to do. They weren't really brought in do the DH situation. That was kind of like they hadn't figured that out, so they needed to try and put that together. Yeah, I would prefer. I mean, if I were running the team, you already know my answer. I've been saying for 3 weeks. He should be brought up. He should be the DH, and then he'll give Murph a day or two off every week, and Murph can either DH or just not, or just sit. But I don't know. I don't know what their game plan is, but it's got to be service time. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, because I don't.
Stats are just so in your face, dude.
We haven't seen somebody pop out like that in a minute offensively. We see guys are always tearing it up in Vegas because just the that's how that league works. Mm-hmm. But at that level, something's got to give. So hopefully soon. Okay, Chris, you're a betting man.
Mm-hmm. Do we play an over-unders again?
Let's everybody's favorite game. Chris is over-unders. Chris, give me your over-under for when I was gonna say Pache, when Langliers gets called up.
Let's use my birthday as the over-under, June 4th. Ooh. I'm gonna say, yeah, you cool with that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. There's not really any sign of him doing it, so I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say past June 4th.
Yeah, I'm going on the over on that one too.
Because it's pretty obvious they have no like motivation to win. So front office is also just like, why? Even though like they don't give a shit what the fans think too. So it's like they're not getting fan pressure. But that also could hurt his development though if they don't bring him up soon, because then he's just like he's not progressing and he's just gonna not be ready once he finally like sees big league pitching. I don't know. It's really I don't know.
The motto of the podcast, we don't know. We just like to talk about the A's, and we hope you guys enjoy us listening to us talk about the A's. Last but not least, before we jump into the upcoming schedule, all the fun stuff, we just got to give a quick shout out, prayers up, wishful thinking. Bob Melvin, our former manager, currently in San Diego, he is going to be away from the team for the next week. He is actually having prostate surgery. He has said he doesn't know. He's like, he's pretty sure it's not cancerous, but he's like, I won't know until it happens. So
yeah,
just make sure, Bomel, quick recovery. Hopefully everything's okay. Make sure you're keeping your thoughts, all that great stuff. So we want to make sure we're still taking care of our guy. All right, Chris.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, take it away. Take it away, Chris.
All right, we got the Angels this week at home. This weekend, sorry. Friday through Saturdays or Sunday. Saturday's gonna be a doubleheader, so check out for that. More doubleheaders, more fun. Yay! And then beginning next week, they are at home again against the Twins. And remember, the Twins shellacked us last time, so that would suck. Let's hope we sweep the Angels so that we can talk shit to John. And next time he comes on, and fuck the Angels.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Player of the Week. Player of the Week is brought to you by Chris Martinez, State Farm, agent of Walnut Creek. If you need home, life, or auto insurance, make sure to give Chris a call. His phone number is 925-266-8997, or visit his website, www.agentchrismartinez.com. All right, Julio, who is your State Farm Chris Martinez Player of the Week?
I'm gonna be a gentleman, and I will leave Adrian Martinez for you.
Nice.
Chris's cousin, by the way. Everybody knows that. All Martinezes are related.
Exactly. That's why he's the perfect pick this week.
Yeah. So everybody kind of sucked, but besides, I picked Paul Blackburn in the past. I'm not going to use him again, even though he had a great start.
That's who I was going to pick if you were going to pick Martinez.
Yeah. No, I think we've really got to talk about how dominant AJ Puck has been.
Yeah.
This last week he pitched 3.2 innings, 3 Ks, ERA of 0.
Zero ERA.
Yes, zero. Over the season, he's pitched 13 innings. He has a 0.69 ERA. Smallest sample size. But he's been healthy, and that's probably the top priority. The guy's been healthy.
Mm-hmm.
His velo is starting to tick up again.
Mm-hmm.
And if those two things are going, as long as his slider is going to be hitting there, we'll see. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. Not trying to jump the gun, but just seeing this these consistent outings from Puck after this, what seems like 4 years when he was him and Jesus were dominating spring training in 2018, and then they both got injured. So who knows, man? I'm hoping this is the turnaround for him. Even I hate to say this too. Are you seeing what Jesus Luzardo is doing in Miami right now?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. He's doing great, which sucks. But so AJ Puck, I just want to highlight him. He's been awesome out of the pen. Nothing but great health the rest of the season. Well, Chris, I wonder who you're going to take. Surprise me here, buddy.
Hold on, let me comment on that. At what point do you bring him up as a starter? The answer is when they trade Frankie at the deadline.
Yeah. I could also see Dalton hasn't been having the last great couple starts, and I'm going to talk about that in a couple minutes as well. Where if they really are just like, cool, we're not doing this anymore, we're going to be doing this now. But I think the more realistic thing is, probably if and when Frankie gets traded.
You don't want to do that. That's so bad for his development. You just kind of want to fight through it and just hope that Emerson can coach him through that, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. It will probably more likely be if and when Frankie gets traded.
Yeah. Oh, mine is obviously Adrian Martinez. He fucking killed it today. Hold on, I had his stats up right here. I gotta pull them back up real quick on my phone. There they are. 3. Oh, motherfucker! It uploaded. Okay. 3 strikeouts, only 4 hits, 5 and 1 third innings pitched, 0 ERA. He just came in, spot start, and just kicked ass. I mean, it was fucking awesome. I mean, he got called up yesterday to do this, and it was just like, hey man, you're gonna pitch tomorrow. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, we got a doubleheader though, don't worry, you can just chill the first game and then you're gonna pitch that game. What? Like, it was great. And I mean, I don't know how many more shots he's gonna have at it this season, but if he's gonna be this good, he might be like a good piece to put in the bullpen for the rest of the season. He's only 25 years old, dude. It's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, we got some really young guys in those trades. I almost forgot. He wasn't necessarily a highly touted prospect, but he was a guy who was like up and coming. He was ready to get moved up the next spot. So it was like, you can clearly see that it was like young pitching depth that they wanted. But yeah, he did a great job. Although this is a really shitty Tigers team, as Julio wrongly predicted from the beginning of the season.
Hey, they're just going through a rough patch, man. I believe in my boys.
A rough patch the entire season?
Yeah, they're just, they're going through things.
They don't even have a double-digit wins, dude.
Look, the wins numbers aren't real, okay, Chris? They're fabricated. Don't worry about it. All right, our essential tools last week. We both did not do well. Chris went with his other fellow Chris, as in Christian Pache, and not good. He batted 83. Not good. I picked Dalton Jeffries.
2 thumbs down for the people who are listening on podcast.
Yeah, I picked Dalton Jeffries just because the reason being he's had a couple of kind of, mish starts. I want to see if he's going to be able to turn around. He didn't. He went 5 innings, which is now in the American League, you go 5 innings. Great. You did good. He gave up 4 runs. So quality start is going to be that 3-run threshold. So
yeah.
C- for passing. Sure. Why not? All righty, Chris. Who is your player to watch this week?
I'm going to go. My essential tailgate tool is going to be Adam Kolarek. So if the offense is not doing well, I think the bullpen is going to be an essential part of the next week, especially with these good teams who are probably going to put runs on the board. And if they're not going to get run support, like the bullpen is going to be an essential part of these matchups. And Adam Clark has been really good this season so far, and he's been like really solid in that middle relief, especially when we get into tough situations where we're down by 2 runs and they need to take the starter out because he's clearly getting whopped. He'll just come in, he'll pitch a quick inning or a quick 2 innings, and he'll get to the next guy. And I think that's really important against both the Angels and the Twins, 2 good teams. So I would just say watch out for him, and hopefully he'll keep being dominant. And his job is literally just to pitch like a 6th inning and just move it on to the next guy. Like just get it going, get it to AJ Puck, get it to Danny Jimenez, blah, 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 blah. So he's my central tailgate tool of the week. Bullpen's going to be big. Bullpen's going to be big these coming series.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are both pretty strong offenses. We saw what the Twins did this last weekend with the sweep, and the Angels have just been hitting the crap out of the ball. So absolutely, I think just keeping it to the minimal, especially the pen. That's a good choice. Clerick's been nice this season. Ramon's back in Oakland, so I like to see what he's going to do the next week. Ramon's going to be my guy for the town tailgate, our essential tool of the week. I'm excited to see. He just loves playing there. You can just tell that he really feeds off the energy, with his son up there sitting in right field watching him, his son Brian. He's really going to carry that extra energy. I think having this, we were talking about earlier, we're kind of saying, I really do think having this wrestler thing around Razor Ramon coming back is really going to make him feel at home. And I think it's going to, hopefully it's really not only rejuvenate him, but this offense a little bit, because we know when you're top of lineups hitting, then everybody's going to fall in place. And I think this is going to be a really pivotal week, because if he can get on track and get back to being the player he has been in the past, then who knows, man, we can still see some optimism with this team. So
I can't wait to see it on TV.
Ramon Laureano is my tailgate. I had a different choice originally, but I'm going to wait till next week to say it, because he's not lying to go against the Angels this weekend.
Not Dalton Jeffries?
No, I'll just straight. James Caprillion always tears up the Angels. It's the Orange County boys. Him and Cole Irvin always just tear down the Angels. So
he had a rough first start though, but he kind of got together after that first inning. All right, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of the Town Tailgate Podcast. I'm Chris. That's Julio. Follow us on Twitter at Town Tailgate.
Over 1,000 followers.
Oh yeah, we got 1,000 followers. Okay, bro. If there's one thing we got, it's a K. Strikeout.
Ding.
I don't know. I thought I had something clever there going, and then I didn't. Anything else to wrap it up, Julio?
Actually, you have something to plug. You were a guest on a podcast.
Oh yeah, I was on a wedding podcast called Wedding Confessionals. There's 2 episodes up. I go to a lot of weddings, people. I don't know why. I'm just at that age where my friends are getting married. It's kind of been that way since I've been like 21, 22 though. So my coworker has a wedding podcast, and she brought me on to talk about it, my experiences and stuff like that, and help give advice to some people who write it. So check it out. It's called Wedding Confessionals.
Are you more of a Vince Vaughn or an Noah Wilson in your wedding attending?
I'm not going to comment on that because that would reference my sex life. So, I mean, I like weddings. I have
Look, we'd rather have you be one of those 2 than be a Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, that's true.
Claire, get the fuck back on that altar.
I've been to so many weddings. I know what works. I know what doesn't. And we talk about dancing because I'm a huge dancer at weddings. I love dancing. We talked about like wardrobe and stuff like that. And we talked about, I don't know. Yeah.
What is your go-to when the DJ does allow requests and you're the person, hey, I need you to play
Return of the Mac. It's like one of my all-time favorite songs. It's my ringtone.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, Julio. Last but not least.
Let's go, Oakland.
Nice. Warriors 2.